You are standing face to face with the fattest tyrant in history. His bodyguards already searched you. They checked your left hip, found nothing, and waved you through. Fatal mistake, because strapped to your right thigh, hidden in plain sight, is an 18-inch blade. They assumed you were right-handed. Everyone does. You have one move, one moment, one chance to end the war. And if you hesitate, you die. Let's get one thing clear. You were never supposed to be the hero. You are Ehud, from the tribe of Benjamin. In Hebrew, Ben-Yamin means son of the right hand. But history has a dark sense of humor, because your right hand doesn't work the way it should. Maybe you were born this way. Maybe it was a battlefield injury. Either way, in the eyes of society, you're damaged goods. But in the world of high-stakes assassination, your limitation isn't a weakness. It's clearance. Because the entire military machine of the Bronze Age is built for right-handed men. The staircases, the gate defenses, the shield formations, all of it assumes the attack comes from the right. But you're left-handed, a walking security flaw, a human glitch in their system. And today, you're going to exploit it. The year is roughly 1300 BC. Your people have been under the boot of King Eglon of Moab for nearly 2 decades. Even his name is an insult. Eglon literally means little calf, or more bluntly, fat cow. And the man lives up to it. This is a ruler who devours resources the way other kings devour enemies. He doesn't even bother ruling from Moab. No, he's more arrogant than that. He builds his summer palace in your territory, in Jericho, the city of palms, right in your backyard, right in your face. Now here's where it gets interesting. Back in the 1930s, archaeologists uncovered a structure in Jericho known as the Middle Building. It's not a typical house. It's isolated, private, stocked with imported luxury pottery. Exactly the kind of place a foreign overlord would use as a private retreat, a place to rule comfortably while your people suffer outside the walls. For 18 years, you've paid the so-called protection tax. Gold, produce, tribute after tribute. Today, you're the courier, the bagman. You lead the convoy delivering payment to the king. Most men in your position are thinking one thing: drop the tribute, stay alive. Get out. But that's not why you're here. You didn't come to pay a debt. You came to foreclose. Every mission comes down to preparation. You can't buy what you need, so you build it. A custom blade, one Gomed long, roughly 18 inches, short, compact, deadly, double-edged, high-end technology for this era. But the real genius is what's missing. There is no crossguard, no hilt to catch, no protrusion to betray you, just a smooth, brutal spike of metal. And here's where the plan becomes surgical. Standard security protocol assumes one thing: weapons are worn on the left hip, so a right-handed man can draw across his body. Everyone knows this. Everyone expects this. So you do the opposite. You strap the blade to your right thigh, hidden under your tunic, invisible to routine inspection. When the palace guards frisk you, they check your left side, out of habit, out of training, out of assumption. They find nothing. And just like that, you walk into the throne room fully armed, and they think you're harmless. You deliver the gold. Eglon is satisfied. The tribute is accepted. Mission apparently complete. You leave the palace with your entourage and head toward Gilgal, toward the sculptured stones. These aren't just decorations, they're boundary markers, pagan monuments planted to remind your people who's in charge, who owns the land, who sets the rules. And this is your point of no return. You stop walking, you send your companions ahead, go on, I'll catch up. They leave. You turn back. Alone, you are now voluntarily walking back into the lion's den. But this part of the mission isn't about weapons, it's about psychology. You approach the guards and deliver the line: I have a davar cedar for the king. Here's the brilliance. In Hebrew, davar can mean word, message, or simply thing. You just told the most paranoid ruler in the region, I have a secret thing for you. His mind starts racing. Is it intelligence? A defector? Insider information? Maybe you're about to betray your own people. And Eglon? He is greedy for secrets. He raises his hand and commands, silence. The servants withdraw. One by one, the room empties, the door closes, and now it's just you and the king, alone in his cooling roof chamber, a private penthouse built for comfort and privacy. The door clicks shut behind you. This is it. No backup, no witnesses, no second chances. You step forward and lower your voice. I have a message from God for you. That word, God, hits his ego like a trigger. Eglon struggles to his feet. Slow, heavy, expectant. If this is divine, he wants to receive it standing. And as he rises, his guard drops. His belly extends forward. And you see it. The opening. The moment you came for. You don't reach left. You don't follow the pattern. You cross-draw with your left hand, from your right thigh. The handle disappears straight into his abdomen. Not a slash, not a warning strike. A full commit, you bury the entire weapon. Because there is no crossguard, the handle disappears too. Ancient text doesn't sanitize what happens next. The fat closed over the blade. The king is so massive, your weapon vanishes inside him. And then, the final indignity, the Hebrew records it bluntly. And the dirt came out. His bowels release. The air in the chamber turns instantly. Thick, foul, final. The king collapses. No alarm, no battle cry. Just silence and the smell of death. Now you have a new problem. The king is down. The room smells like death. And the guards are right outside. You cannot walk out the front door. Not like this, so you move fast, but not sloppy. You slip through the porch exit, likely a private ventilation access. Either way, it's not the main door. Before you leave, you lock the doors behind you, not to keep them out forever. Just long enough, moments later, the servants return. They reach the chamber. They stop. The doors are locked. And then, they smell it. They glance at each other. Awkward. Uncertain. And one of them finally says it. Surely he is covering his feet in the cool chamber. That's ancient Near Eastern code for the king is using the toilet. It comes from the long robes they wore. When you crouch, the robe covers your feet. So they wait. Respectfully. Uncomfortably. And they keep waiting. Long enough for confusion to turn into concern. And concern to turn into embarrassment. Because nobody wants to be the servant who interrupts the king mid-bathroom break. And that hesitation? That social hesitation is your lifeline. While they stand frozen in the hallway, you are already gone, past the sculptured stones, through the hill country, ghosting your way back to the mountains, free. You reach the hill country of Ephraim, and this is where the mission evolves, because you don't disappear, you don't hide, you escalate, you raise the shofar to your lips, and you blow. The sound cuts across the hills like a war signal, because you are not just an assassin anymore. You are now the general. You rally the Israelites and give the command, "Follow me, for the Lord has delivered your enemies into your hand." And they move. Fast. Your target is the Jordan River crossings, because the Moabite army has a fatal problem. Their troops are stationed inside Israel, but home base is across the river. And when news reaches them, the king is dead. Panic spreads. Fast. They run for the fords, for the bridges, for the way home. But you're already there, waiting. What follows is decisive, brutal, final. 10,000 Moabite soldiers fall that day. Not weak men, not reserves, elite troops, men of valor. Not one escapes. Moab's grip on Israel shatters in a single afternoon. The land finally breathes again. 80 years of peace. All because one overlooked man, one unexpected advantage, one perfectly timed move, turned a perceived weakness into a weapon, and delivered a message the king could not refuse. You spend most of your life thinking your defects are disqualifications. Society looks at your background, your limitations, your lack of resources, and labels it a stigma. You were literally described as restricted, but in the economy of God, what looks like a limitation is often a high-level strategy waiting to be unlocked. Think about what just happened. The entire enemy security system, the palace protocols, the pat-down routines, the architectural assumptions, was built for normal people, predictable people, Right-handed people, if you had been normal, you would have been disarmed at the door. If you had been normal, you would have been predictable. And in high-stakes environments, predictable gets you eliminated. You didn't waste time begging to be fixed. You studied the blind spot. You realized your restriction created an opening, one the system wasn't designed to detect. The guards never checked your right thigh because their manual didn't account for outliers. And this is the pattern you see again and again. God uses the overlooked to outmaneuver the overconfident. He didn't deploy an army. He deployed an anomaly. One man. You. One unexpected angle. You. One move nobody saw coming. You. Your opposition will often underestimate you for the same reason. You don't match their threat profile. You don't fit their model. You don't move the way they expect. Good. Stop apologizing for the parts of your story that look unconventional. Stop trying to sand down every edge that makes you different. In the right hands, your so-called weakness becomes asymmetric advantage. Your glitch is not a liability, it's your leverage. If you're ready to stop apologizing for your weaknesses and start weaponizing them, subscribe. Drop a comment and tell me your left-handed advantage. And remember, the enemy never checks the right thigh.